All right. Welcome to a new episode of Drafting a Case Study. I'm very excited about this. This is like a sample of my business coaching for fashion brands and fashion designers. And here is my first guest, Shamila, all the way from Pakistan. This is very exciting. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How are you?
So we are going to, I know it's very unusual because I'm usually doing like voiceovers or you've seen me interview someone from Text World, but in this episode, we're going to be breaking down, like I said, we're going to be breaking down what I go through my business coaching. And this is going to be for any aspiring or current fashion designer or brand. You guys can see what she's going through and how I kind of just help her iron out and make her get into a more critical and strategic way of her consumer so she can hone in and also just be more productive and make more effective business decisions when it comes to her merchandise, when she designs, when she's communicating with her customers, whether it's face to face or email marketing, or when she's creating sales, just the whole realm of communicating to your consumer, because that is what I specialize in when I do business coaching, which is consumer research, just learning about the customer's behavior pattern, how they communicate, just everything about everything about the customers. I'm not really into the trends unless you're creating a trend within your consumers' behavior. So let's kick it off first. So let's get to know our first designer. Let's get to know. So Shamila, tell us about who you are as a person a little bit. What's your name? Where are you from? Where were you born? What do you like to do outside of fashion? And just like a fun fact.
Okay, ma'am. I'm basically from Pakistan.
Okay.
I have done a bachelor's degree in fashion designing, and I also have some diplomas in graphics and digital arts too. So I have started my business 3 years back, and I am so happy with my customers' feedback, with my work, and with my workers' work too. So I have a brand. Uh, the name is Noore. That's a Persian phrase means the light of my eyes. So basically, the main focus of my brand is to work on bridal and the party wear. And other than that, I also design casual and formal wears too. Outside being a designer, other than that, I am a fun-loving girl who is always open to new things, to learn new things, to learn new innovative things.
Mhm.
So that's it.
Okay. If you see me looking down, I'm taking notes. That's why. Okay. So you've been in business for 4 years. Did you start when you started your business? Was it always bridal formal wear, or what was like your first item? What category was that?
Okay, the first item was a party wear. It was a
Party.
flared dress with so many details. I stitched it myself.
Okay.
That was my first dress. Okay, and when I started it, I just came to know, hey, I can do it much better way. I can expand it. So that was the point where I got the idea to start as a brand, to start as a fashion designer, my own brand. So that was a party wear. And then after that, I got a lot of orders from my clients for bridal dresses, for party wear, for luxury wear.
Okay.
Aside from these, I also design casuals because they are less costly and people prefer more casual dresses than the party wears and the luxury ones.
Okay. Okay. So you're in a different culture. So I'm in America. I'm close. I'm in New Jersey next to New York City. So party wear. Can you describe what party wear is where you are in your culture in Pakistan? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay. So you are in Pakistan, which is a different culture than the United States. What is party wear
Yes.
where you are? What does
Party
that
wear
like
here,
entail?
it's uh, it has a little bit details than the bridal ones, like very little embroidery, but it has an embroidery, but very little touch. So maybe it would be some traditional embroidery embellishments, there's some surface embellishment work, some screen prints, some block prints over the dresses, and maybe the cuts would be different than the normal casual wear. Like there will be a frock, there will be a long skirt, there will be a long, heavily designed embroidered shirt,
Hmm.
and it would be like this.
Okay, and you would wear the party wear to like what type of celebrations?
For weddings, for formal
No, for
parties,
party wear.
like,
For the party wear,
sorry,
where
ma'am,
would you wear this? Yes.
the party wear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's for parties, small gatherings, small uh,
Okay.
house feasts, and like these dinners for anything like this.
Okay. So you guys have like a very specific market for it. Any type of celebration or gathering, you guys have a category for party wear. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
I'm
correct.
just explaining it for the people who are not from Pakistan because we don't have like a category that's titled party wear. Okay. Thank you for that explanation. So, okay, so your selling category, you sell primarily to women, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. No males are in your in your products.
No, no, I don't design for males. It's
Okay.
just a female oriented.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So when you sell to your customers, your women, how are you selling them? So are you using social media? Are you using email marketing? Or do you actually have a boutique? Like, can you just paint us a picture of how you got started selling your products and to this point now?
Okay, I sell it online, ma'am. I have an online page, an Instagram page. So I get orders over there and I get all the details from the client, and later I work on it. I show them the process
Hmm.
when the dress is designed by my workers. And then when it is done, when it's completed, I just uh, ask my delivery boy to hand over their design to the client.
Okay. Okay, so you're online. So
Hmm.
do you ever do like pop-up shops?
No, no, I never did that.
No? Okay. Have you ever considered it? Like, would you ever pose a question to your clients? Hey, how would you guys feel if I rented out a space and I did a pop-up shop so you guys can actually try on the items. And this will also, and because I'm only suggesting this because your audience is primarily women, and women have a more emotional experience when they try on clothes. So this will decrease the return rate. We didn't get to the return rate of your business, but having like a pop-up shop where you rent out a small space for a certain amount of hours, this will give women a chance to actually try it on. They could bring their heels, their jewelry, and they could try it on, and this will lessen the return or exchange percentage within your company. And this will also just bring in another experience of who you are as a brand. Would you ever like consider doing that?
Of course, ma'am, I will. I have plans that here many designers display their dresses in different exhibitions, like local exhibitions, some international exhibitions. So I'll always try this. It will be really good because I already have faced some customers who had problems with the size, because
Mm-hmm.
when they would see the measurements, it was correct, it's going fine. But when they wore the dress, it was like they were telling me, okay, here is some issue with the dress size. So you are correct
Right.
here.
Yeah, that can be a possible type of thing. Um, And since you actually are like a designer that designed your clothing, you can also take the measurements and take note of what needs to be changed, and that can be a guaranteed sale. Like if they put a deposit down during your pop-up session, and then they could come back for the final fitting or just to take it because they're a repeating customer. However you want to work it, I think that is another way of a guaranteed sale if you try that since you are primarily an online business seller. So,
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't hear you. Please
oh, okay.
repeat it.
Yeah, I said so that can be another strategy for you to try a pop-up shop. And since you are a designer that actually
Hello.
makes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Shamila, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me, Shamila? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm so sorry. There is an
It's
issue
fine.
in my net. I don't know why.
Okay, no worries. All right, so I said that doing a pop-up shop is can be a great alternative for you since you are primarily in e-commerce. You sell online. You have a very strong online presence based on what you're telling me. So having that pop-up shop maybe like every other month or however frequently you want. And also since you are a designer, you can do the alteration measurements, which you could take down the notes of what they need to be altered. So when they do that, they can put down a deposit or they can pay for the item whole right then and there. That is a guaranteed sell right there because they actually tried it on. You're executing the alterations right then and there in front of their faces. So they have to come back for the items. So that can be an alternate selling point for you since you have a strong online presence on your brand, and that can also just take your business to the next level when it comes to just satisfying your customer and increasing the purchasing habit.
Yes, ma'am, that's true. I definitely try this.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to your business background. What is your brand's
Okay.
core value?
Okay, ma'am. The core values of my brand are commitment, loyalty, integrity, responsibility, diversity, being honest to my customers, and consistency, creativity, and inspiring, getting inspiration from anyone. Like if
Okay.
my customer suggests me something, I will definitely go for that point. And other than that, commitment and innovativeness. These are the core values of my brand.
Okay. Do you have a team with you or is it just you full time with your business?
I have a team. I have workers. I have a tailor. I have an embroidery man who does all the embroidery and embellishment work. And I have a delivery boy too. And I'm the so I give them the designs in a sketch form. So
Okay.
after that,
Okay.
they follow the okay.
Okay, so you're a full-time fashion entrepreneur and designer. I'm just making it clear.
Yes,
Okay, just
yes,
making it clear because I have to paint this picture for everyone that's watching. Okay, so you have a concrete brand value that your team that's supporting you and you follow that you guys work and also do your customers feel the loyalty, the commitment, the creativity, the honesty? Do you feel like they are, inquiring, well, feeling those values? Are those values being executed as well to them as well?
of course, ma'am. I always get feedback from my clients. If they ever feel anything like they feel any difficulty or that they have any the thing that is in their mind, they can come to me, they can ask me, they can text me on my Instagram page. I have always openly told them that if you have feel anything bad about my your designs or anything, you can come up to me, you can talk to me personally, you can text me because I always have mentioned my WhatsApp number on my page.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely committed because there's not a lot of people, a lot of brands that you can text the designer and just, have that one-on-one conversation. So that's like a great plus. That's a great job. All right.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
you're welcome. And what is the number of items you currently have right now? You're selling.
Yes. My WhatsApp number.
How many?
Hello, ma'am. I don't get you. What are you saying?
Sure. So how many items do you currently sell? Do you sell 7 items?
Okay. It's but depends on the client, ma'am. Maybe the client will give me order of maybe 5 to 6 designs. There was a client who asked me to design almost 15 dresses because it was her marriage. So she told me to dress each and everything for her. So I designed almost 15 dresses for her. So it depends on the client how many dresses they are asking me to design for them.
Okay, so your business is made to order, not ready to wear.
Yes, that's not a ready to wear. I make dresses on order.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Okay, so made to order. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why you're like so personal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So what do you think is the number one problem you are having selling to your customers at this very moment?
Problem, ma'am, the competition in price, ma'am, because the dress which I'm selling in a specific price, maybe there will be some new designer who will send their dress in a much less price. So there's a competition, and that's a bit thing which will which I think is a problem for every designer. And other than that, the market is always flooded with so many new designers, and so it's difficult to be innovative there.
Hmm.
And thirdly, if I design something different or some I different from the mainstream design, people will not accept it. They think it's something like, what is this? They will ask, what is this? It's something different because they don't accept the new things from designers, from the junior designer. But if some senior designer designs something like this, they will always appreciate that person. This is
Hmm.
a problem for designers in market.
Okay. So let's go to the first one. The pricing with your competitors. Who
Yes,
are your competitors? Your top three.
ma'am, the computer, the new designers,
Can
because
you
the senior, there are
you got to be more
people who
specific.
get it.
You
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
be more specific. What are the three designers? Like who is very, very close to your designs?
And there are so many as my fellow designers, like one of my class fellows, she is also running a business. The same
Mhm.
thing. We started from the same scratch. She is designing these party wears and the luxury dresses. I am designing the same thing. So we both have the same taste. And
Mhm.
sometimes I see design which I am selling in a specific price. She is selling it a bit lesser price. So
Okay.
I always ask her, what's this? What's this? She tells me, okay, because she has bought the fabric from some cheap market. Maybe
Mhm.
her workers get less payment for that one. So that's the reason, maybe.
Okay. I say you got to be more specific because you're gonna run yourself ragged just looking at everything. I know you have to look at the market, but being very specific on who your competitors are is very important because we're gonna break it down. So the reason why you or how you can find out who your competitors are since you're not really sure, ask your customers who do they have in their closet the most. So if you have so say you select a customer that's been with you for the full 4 years, they've bought multiple outfits, let's say five. You have to be very specific. So a customer that's been with you for 4 years, that's bought over five made to order outfits. They always check in with you. Hey, what's new? Tap in with that person, that woman, and ask her, hey, I'm doing some research. It would be great for you to help me out so I can elevate my designs, help you look more amazing. Who do you have in your what brands, what designers do you have in your closet the most? And this will allow you to hone in who you need to zero in. You need to do that for at least 5 to 10 women. So then when you look at the list, you see who is a repeated designer or brand that's showing up. So then you start seeing a trend of who's in who's a repeated brand or designer in your actual clientele's closet. So then you need to, so once you have those names, like the top three, like I said, then you can actually hone in and see, okay, these three competitors, what are they doing? What are their pricing? What fabrics are they using? What color palettes are they using? Then that's when you could kind of just dig in. Why? Then you can follow up with the customer. Okay, thank you for telling me who's in your closet. Now, what is it about these competitors? What is it about these brands? Don't use competitors, but what is it about this brand? Put the name in, be very specific, that you love about them. And you keep doing that. You have to keep digging so you can pull from what they have going on and abstract it to your thing. The thing about it when it comes to shopping, when it comes to women shopping, it's like you have to create a world around your brand. What's your story? What's your values? You have to encompass that all in. When you have like a story, it's like you're creating a world, a cult around it, and the people are, these are your family, these are your tribes, and they're going to be with you regardless. They don't care what the competitors or the pricing is going to be. So I think that's going to be one of your homeworks I'm going to tell you to do is the competitor, but I'll recap it at the end. I think that'll be a great exercise for you, and also just help you take you to the next level. So I'll go over that more at the end because, like I said, this is a sample of what I do for business coaching, and I just recap at the end for homeworks. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
okay, so we went over so the next one you stated was new designs. So new designs are not really praised, I guess, or taken in with ease where you are culturally in Pakistan. You guys are more a very conservative culture. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What you said?
Sure, I
Last
said
sentence, please.
Yep, I said, so when it comes to new designs, you mentioned that that's one of the problems that you're having. So when it comes to new designs, your culture, Pakistan, is more on the conservative side. They don't take in new as excitement. Is that correct?
I'll be correct, ma'am. Yes. But there
Okay.
are different clients. Okay, everyone has different taste. Some are conservative, some are open to every design because they mostly, the young ones, they always follow the Western designs here.
Okay. But you as a designer, you want to have some conservative designs that contribute to your core consumer. And then you also want to have some excitement. You want to have fun as a designer, and you also want your other consumers who are more experimental to actually, buy these new exciting design. You want to keep your creativity alive. Like that's one of your core values. Is that correct? Is that what I'm gathering?
Ma'am, you are 100% correct here.
Yes.
100%.
Okay. So for new designs, do you have like a lot of influencers who actually, wear garments and can hike up your visibility?
Of course, ma'am, there are so many influencers on the social media. So if anytime I have a design, a Western design, I ask them to have my design and do some promotions on their pages because they have a lot of followers over there, more than 1 million, maybe 50K, sorry, followers. So I ask them to wear my designs and do promote that design on the social platforms like Instagram. That's I think, the fastest, most growing any promotion platform. So
Okay. How
I always have some influence there.
how are they promoting it? Are they just like opening the package? Like how are they promoting it? Are they wearing it? Are they styling it? Like how are they promoting it?
Man, they open it, they wear it, they make reels, they make TikTok videos, and that's some of them also have some photo shoots by professional photographers. Just to that also gives them some more followers to their account. So that's their way to promote the item, promote the dress. So they mostly wear it. and they
Okay.
show that on the social media, like upload pictures and videos.
Okay. So when it comes to just newness and you are in a country where conservative is dominant, um, yeah, you would personally probably need to wear your designs as so you could be like a walking. Do you wear your designs when you go out?
Yes, ma'am, of course I wear my design.
Okay. So, yeah, wearing your designs and having multiple influencers possibly wear or are also pushing it on, any type of broadcasting would be an ideal for you because when it comes to just having a country that's dominant, you gotta like ease in your design. You can't just like force it onto them and expect like a reaction. So having it repeatedly seen, like, oh, I think I seen it on, that girl, that influencer. Oh, well, now I see it on TV. Seeing it multiple times and kind of just easing it in when you're such in a conservative type of environment, this will kind of just break in your new designs and also just say, oh, well, this is interesting. What else does she have? Maybe that can be your peacock item.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry,
Okay.
ma'am.
It's fine. It's fine. We all both had technology problems. So the creative item can also just be a selling point to just wheel people in and say, this is very interesting. I don't see myself wearing it, but I want to see what else this designer has. So thinking about a strategy for your creative pieces, um, for long term, I think that I'm going to add that as your homework as well because you still
Okay.
need to create, you still want to ignite your creativity, but you also want people to wear it because you don't want to waste your energy, your money, or just feel like you're in a rut of just the conservative designs. So this can fall under your long-term strategy. Um, okay, I'll write this down. All right. I like this. Okay, so what kind of research have you been doing with your current customers? Like, do you do any type of surveys? Yeah, what kind of like research have you been doing like on your own to get to know your customer?
Ma'am, I always ask my older customers, like they are my all. They always ask me to have ask me what's new. So I always engage them through my social media. Like I upload my new designs pictures, and I do send them some extra items too, like a printed scarf, like a printed handkerchief, or like anything, any item. So as a reminder for them. So I think offering some additional incentives, small gifts, small hampers for them, it's
Mhm.
something which attracts the client.
Okay. So do you keep records? Like, do you put this in like an Excel sheet or a Word sheet on who's being sent these items and how much of what's the percentage of the people that are buying these items? Do you keep track of it?
Yes, ma'am. I always note everything in my diary, in my daily, like in my diary. Yes, I always note them, how many items I have sold, how many items I have to sell in this month, and what's next, everything. I have everything in my diary.
Okay. Have you ever done any type of like survey? It's like sending a survey for your customers to complete so that you can better your business. Have you ever sent out
Hello,
a
ma'am.
survey? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Now,
Okay. Have you ever sent out a survey to your customers?
Yes, ma'am. I always have some one survey in a year. So in these 3 years, I have three surveys, 3 to 4 surveys. Yes. I have a sheet I used to send them and ask them if they have any problem. They can tell me. They can write on the sheet. They can write on the paper, and I will receive them. And next time, I will try my best not to have any issues like this.
So wait, is that an assessment or is that like a survey? Like what's one of the questions on that sheet?
like if they have any issues in the delivery days, or maybe the delivery boy is delivering the items lately or on time, and maybe there will be any issue in the stitching, in the cutting, in the patterns, and maybe there will be any issues in the embellishment and surface design. And so all these things are mentioned on the paper, so they can tell me anything. They can write down on the paper, and next time I will assure them not to repeat those mistakes.
Okay. Okay. I would suggest getting a little bit more specific for you to
Okay.
improve yourself. Just like how I asked you, who are your three competitors and you couldn't really name. So possibly adding in, where do you spend the most time? What apps do you spend the most time? Where do you shop? Because this can be an indication on where you can start promoting your creative designs. This can also expand if you want to put ads somewhere. Just any type of long-term goal you want, you can hone in on those type of things. So just being a little bit more specific and targeted on the questions on those surveys instead of just the standard of your design, because these questions are more so like focused on your design, but we want you to expand and grow. So asking certain questions as of like where do they shop at, who's your competitor? I mean, what's in your closet? The way you structure the question, I can help you, but knowing where they shop at, where they go, what they do, how frequently do they shop, this can help you because if they have any events coming up, that's a very big question that you can add in because if they say, "Hey, I have a birthday coming up and I'm planning a weekend, you can give them you could send them a code. Hey, if you have something coming up in 3 weeks. Here's a birthday code. Take 20% off, courtesy of us." You have that information because you collected it from a survey. And this can be a repeated thing if you keep this in. So every year you can send that code to them. Hey, I noticed your birthday's coming up. Surprise yourself or reward yourself with this coupon, a gift on this is on us. So having an objective of what you want to accomplish with your company overall, and then breaking it down in baby steps, that would be great. But surveys, that's what surveys you kind of probably would need to like work on. And I think it's a great strategy for you since you already have a customer base and you have something to work with and people actually respond to your messages and you actually can text them. Having these questions would be like a great way for you to expand yourself, and also just production, more merchandise for you as well, because people will want to buy because you're creating such a more personalized experience. And people, besides the product, the experience of the brand is like second to none.
Of course, ma'am. This is one of the important points to just share with me. I will follow this.
Okay. All right. So, what is the top selling item? Like, what is it? Is it a skirt? Is it a top? Is it pants, bags? Like, what is the top selling item that you make
Okay, ma'am.
for
The top
people?
selling item is tops and casual kurtis, like short shirts,
Okay.
because the casual ones, because they can wear it more often anywhere. Casual is something you can wear anywhere. You can wear there to a party, office, university, to school, to colleges, to at home, anywhere.
Yeah, because it's multifunctional. So any type of conservative designs is that you could dress down or dress up is always going to be a top seller. I've noticed that with multiple brands that I wear, I'm sorry, not I wear, that I worked for. I worked for Louis Vuitton. Their top selling is leather goods. These are things that you have to wear every day. There's a lot of people who wear belts. There's a lot of people who wear handbags. So these are things everyday wear, even though some people will say it's boring, but it will always be your top seller. I don't care how much money you make or if you're getting started, it will always be a top seller. So, okay, so the short shirt is your top seller. It's a
Yes,
conservative,
ma'am. That's the
yeah,
short shirts and tops.
and socks. Okay. Yeah, so these are like everyday wear that are functional, regardless if you're dressing up or dressing down. You could put this on and okay. And what is your least selling item?
The least, ma'am, that's the heavy lehengas, like a short shirt with a full skirt. That's for bridal. So the marriages, these events are not like they will not go throughout the year. There will be a specific month and time when we call it a marriage season. So it will most probably in December, maybe in September, maybe in October, in those seasons. So the bridal ones, I always design them in those months. So that's something at the end of the year I have to work on them, and so it's the least one that you can say the least selling item.
Okay. So okay, so it's like a bridal shirt and skirt, correct?
Yes, along
Okay.
with skirt.
So yeah, the more formal it is, it's the least selling. Okay, but it's probably more labor intense, correct?
Yes, ma'am. More
Okay.
almost 15 months.
Okay, and what would you say is the most popular color that your woman customer purchases? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay. It was like a weird buzzing noise before. Okay.
I don't know what was it, ma'am.
All right. So what would you say is your most popular color that women gravitate to with your designs?
Okay, the most color which people think that that's their favorite is the red color, black color, and bottle green, and peach, and sea green, and mustard color. These are the colors that people prefer, these colors mostly.
Interesting. Okay, so they're primarily warm colors.
Yes, ma'am, warm colors, the warm palette.
Yeah, and then the green is just the only cool color. Okay. So no blue.
No blue, not at all.
Interesting. Okay, and then what is the least color that's requested from your designs?
Like light green, and brown color, and blue color. Yes, these three colors. I think that people don't prefer these colors.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, does black sell very well with your culture or no?
Black color, yes, ma'am. Mostly people like black color. It's
Okay.
something that
All right. This is interesting, the colors. Okay. All right, so we got into your business background and a bit about your current state of your business. Now, let's learn about your customers a little bit more.
okay.
So do they live in like a city-like area, a suburb? Where do your customers kind of reside?
My customers from all around the world. Like some of my friends who live in UK, they asked me to design dresses, so I designed for them. Like they are in UK, and some of them maybe in Malaysia, Dubai, and locally here in Pakistan. So
Hmm.
everywhere, I can say everywhere.
Okay. So you're not sure if they're like in the suburbs or
Because it's like when my friend who is living in UK, she wears my design in some occasions. Her friends ask her, "Where did you buy this dress?" She tells about my brand, and those are the people who ask me to design dresses for them. So
okay.
it's a kind of marketing too.
Okay. Are you aware if they're single, if they're married, their age range, a little bit of like their backgrounds?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay. So my question was, do you know if like if your consumers are married, single, their age? Do you know any of those like type of demographics about them?
Yes, ma'am, I always ask them because whenever ask about the design, it shows what kind of colors, what kind of design they will prefer. So I ask them. So mostly of them are married.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what is like the age range? Is it like 25 to
Age
30?
is it's in the range of between 25 to 35.
Okay. And of course, women.
Yes, ma'am, women.
Okay. It's great to know a little bit more about your customer because when you do certain type of promotions, you can definitely like hone in on that. Like how I asked you if you know if they're married or single. A lot of designers don't know because for you, especially, you make designs that are bridal and party wear. And if you have a bunch of married women and it's the season of bridal for you, you don't want to send and waste your time sending this email blast or marketing to a bunch of women who are already married. They have no use of this information. It's just kind of a waste. So you making like a special marketing tool for like the women who you know that are single and that are actively dating or whatever more information you have in your database, you are able to just hone in and just talk to them. And when they feel like when you're talking to them, that just makes them they want to react to, hey, she's talking to me. She knows what I'm thinking. She knows what I'm feeling. Let me go check her out.
Of course, ma'am. Of course. That's true.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be our part one of our session. I'm going
Okay,
to give
ma'am.
you homework. So
Okay. Sure.
yes, I have 5 pillars during a normal session of my business coaching, but I'm going to tap into 3. So the first section is the development section. The development is pretty much the research of your market and your consumer or your competitor. So for this one, I'm gonna
Okay.
have you do finding 3 of the local competitors. I want you
Okay.
to see who your 3 local competitors are, and then I also want you to list another like big like high-end competitor, someone that you
Okay.
admire. So 3
Okay.
local and then 1 very big high one that's brand designer that you admire. So that is homework for development. The next one we're going to tap into is targeting questions. And this is the survey. So we are going to work on revamping your questionnaire, your survey, so we can kind of just dig into your customers and appeal to them more. So
Okay.
I want you to create 3 questions to add in that'll focus in on how did it, yeah, which one do I want to select? Um, Target question. Ask them where do they spend the most time at on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social medias you use. Give them those options and see which one they check off. Because we're trying to see, the objective is to see where do they spend the most time at, so you don't feel so scattered to just spread yourself thin. So yeah, you're gonna add 3 questions to your survey. Where do they spend the most time at? That's for social media.
Okay.
The question about what brand do they have the most in their closet?
Okay.
And the third one, I want you to create the third one. I'm gonna have you create the third target question for your
Okay.
survey.
I will ask them what they find different in my dresses and what they find different in the other brands' dresses. So this, what's the best thing about my dresses and what's the best thing about other dresses. So in this, I can come to know what actually they like in my dresses. Why do they prefer my dresses?
Yep. Okay, so yes, so that's going to be part of the section of your target question. So when you create your question, you also need to write what is your overall goal? Like what is your objective behind finding out these answers from these customers? So when you write a question, you need to also have an objective, like what is your goal? What are you hoping to learn from this question? Are you looking to know, what you need to improve or what competition is in the class. Like you need to know what your overall objective is when you write a target question. And then
Okay.
lastly, your long-term planning. So that one is going to also stem from how are you going to start planning your creative outfits? How are you going to start advertising your creative outfits? So what are the baby steps you're going to start taking to advertise your creative outfits so they can be seen more?
Okay.
Okay? So do you
Okay,
understand
ma'am.
that? Mhm.
The last one, a little bit, I'm confused about the last question, ma'am. Can
Sure.
you explain a little bit more?
Sure. So for long-term care, I mean, it's long-term care. Long-term planning is pretty much what task or what planning are you going to do to start putting your creative outfits out to the market so you can start easing in. So like I said before, we need to start planning on how we should start taking steps so that people can show more interest, so people can start buying, so people can start having more visibility. So what little tasks are you going to start doing? What ideas do you want to write down on how to start getting just your creative outfits out there? Because like you stated before, that's a problem that you are having. So we want to start brainstorming. You're pretty much brainstorming on some ideas on what you want to do to get your creative outfits out there. Because your made to order and conservative outfits are selling, but your creative outfits are stagnant, and we need to leverage that up more.
Okay, ma'am. Now I
Okay.
understand.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Did you have any questions for me?
Not today, ma'am. Maybe later.
Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed. Did you learn anything?
Yes, ma'am. A lot of new things, very innovative ideas I got from you.
Yes. All right. You guys heard it. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Mikara. This is Shamila. I didn't even say the name of your brand. What is the name of your brand so people can check you out?
Okay. Noore Cheshme Aam. It's a Persian phrase. Noore Cheshme Aam. It means
Okay.
the light of my eyes.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay. So
Thank
definitely
you,
check
ma'am.
her. Yes, so definitely check her out. Again, this is a sample of what I do for business coaching for fashion brands and designers at emergetype.com. If you guys are interested, you could definitely purchase business coaching and stay tuned for part 2 and 3 with Shamila. And I also will have other designers with other backgrounds and other issues. But don't be discouraged. Everyone has problems. It's all part of business. Business coaches are all here to help you, but my specialty is with consumer research. All right, my name is Mikara Reid. Thanks for watching and say bye to Shamila.
Very, ma'am. Take care.
Bye.